New reaction tonight to Republican presidential candidate Dr. Ben Carson's surge in the polls. The rising numbers could mean that the frontrunner, Donald Trump, may now be feeling the heat in the battle for the GOP nomination. More now with Dr. Ben Carson. I want to talk to you about Donald Trump because you're tied with him, as I mentioned, in Iowa. And the head-to-head matchups that Monmouth offered voters, in those head-to-head matchups, you were the only Republican that beat Donald Trump, and handily, as you can see here, 55 to 36%. Now, he kind of already attacked you in the wake of that, went after you a little bit. I don't know if it's a full attack, but he said, look, I like Dr. Carson. He's a nice guy, but he hasn't created jobs. He's been a doctor in an operating room with a couple of nurses. I, on the other hand, have created tens of thousands of jobs, or over 10,000 jobs, he says, over the course of my career. It's just not the same. Your response to that?
Well, my response to that is that, interestingly enough, and perhaps a lot of people don't know this, I've actually done things in my life other than medicine. I have decades of experience on corporate boards, Kellogg, Costco, Vaccinogen, started a national nonprofit, have been involved in multitudinous things. But of all the things that I've been involved in, the one that I cherish most is being involved in saving the lives of young children, giving them not only longevity, but quality of life, changing a dark situation into a situation of light for those families. I think that far exceeds anything I've ever done in the world of business.
You know, you're a born-again Christian and have welcomed God into your life. Mr. Trump was asked last week if he wanted to share his favorite Bible verse. He said it was too personal. Do you care to do that?
I do care to do it. I have several favorite verses, but number one would be Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. And then Proverbs 22, 4. It says that with humility and the fear of the Lord, that's where life and wealth come from.
Now, speaking of humility, Hillary Clinton came out today and sort of apologized. It's not exactly. There's a lot of qualifiers in there. I heard the words, "I am sorry," which was new today. Your thoughts on her plummeting in the polls and her, I guess, apology for what it was worth tonight on ABC News?
Well, interestingly enough, she also sort of took responsibility for Benghazi. But there were no consequences to it. What difference does it make, to quote her, if you don't really have any consequences associated with saying, I take responsibility? And, she's become quite apparent to the people. As much as I'd like her to be the Democratic candidate, I don't think she's going to be for that reason.
Who do you think it's going to be?
Continue to sink. No, I don't think it's going to be her. I think the Democrats have more sense than to put somebody up as their candidate who really is not going to win, no matter who's running against them.
Who's it going to be?
Well, there's a lot of possibilities that they can choose from. And, the obvious one is going to be Biden. But, there are a lot of people that they can pull from, and they better start doing it pretty quickly.
Dr. Carson, always great to get your perspective. Thank you for being here tonight, sir.
Thank you, Megan.
All the best to you. Well, big news breaking in Baltimore today when the city announced a multi-million-dollar settlement for the family of Freddie Gray, who died in police custody. Mark and Arthur are next on how this deal got done in record time, what the mayor said in justifying it, and what it means for the 6 cops facing criminal charges. Plus, one police group in Boston decided to boycott President Obama's Labor Day speech, with the group's director saying the president, quote, has blood on his hands. The man who said that joins us live in a Kelly File exclusive next. And then the fight between Donald Trump and Jeb Bush gets even more vicious tonight. And Mark Thiessen is here on who's winning the latest battle.